You know, I'm going to keep defending Bill Cosby because it's obvious that the brother was set up. Now, you got some people in our community say he cheated on his wife. Just because somebody say you did something don't mean you did it. And you would think that we as black folk who've been accused of things over the years at some point in our life or multiple times and didn't even do it. And I'm not saying that our community or as a people is perfect, but there are times where those of us out here who have done nothing wrong have been accused of things. And once you get accused of it and somebody know you're accused of it, they can easily add on and say, well, he did it again and again. And people start saying, well, it must be a pattern there. But if you never did anything at all and people are not listening, looking at it and using common sense, it is a lonely place to be. Bill Cosby done a lot for Black America in media and behind the cameras. Excuse me, in front of the cameras and behind the cameras. And when it came time to give you the benefit of the doubt, give them cover, we let racist Caucasians or opportunists of color or self-hating, miseducated, violent, scary ass Negroes be the voice of our community. And remind y'all, during this last 4 or 5 years, they have never come into the black community and asked any of us in the various communities across the country, do we believe Mr. Cosby is guilty? Going on the internet don't mean anything because anybody can be anybody behind those comments. Now, don't you find it odd that they can put a camera in everybody else's face and get everybody else's opinion, but when it came down to this, they made sure they stayed away from our community? And I brought this up before during the 8 years Obama was in office. They stayed away from the community, asking us about how we thought the president was doing, or asking us to give any grades on President Obama. It seemed like the only ones they wanted to talk to were those in the entertainment industry, because they know those in the entertainment industry who are black are cowards. Not all, but a large majority are cowards. And I've been yelling since day one. I said something don't smell right with this. And the more time passed, more stuff come out. Now those of y'all was arguing me down, y'all starting to see it don't take much to allow a black person, especially a black man, because everybody believe us to be the boogeyman or something. I mean, I'm not saying we don't have our issues. I'd be disingenuous in saying that. Yeah, there are some brothers out here have done some things that they shouldn't have done. Done some scandalous things. But that doesn't mean that we all have. And just because somebody keeps saying that they was intimate with this man don't mean it's true. Yeah, years ago we found out that he was intimate with a woman that wasn't black that could have produced a daughter. But we found out old girl was setting him up. It wasn't even his daughter, but it came out. So now that he was vulnerable to any other female coming along saying anything, and even if he went to old man mode, what I mean by either he was flattered that a young woman came up, because old girl Aja Constant, the way she looked now, she didn't look back like that back in her college days. Y'all saw the picture before and after. Let's just be honest. It's like if you go look at Ellen DeGeneres, she didn't look like she did years ago than when she started looking more butch. Let's just be honest with you. Over you get older, white women age. Black women do too, but usually white women who look butch, they look more manly as it goes. If you don't believe me, look old girls from Family Ties that played the mama. For years she was married to men. Then all of a sudden she came out, 4 or 5 years ago, she started looking butch. They take on some people take on characteristics real easy. But I digress. A lot of people kept saying, well, how could Cosby not know how she look at it? The man was going to start to lose his sight back in 99, 2000. I go just look at pictures and video from the area. It's pretty obvious. Bill O'Reilly even made a comment about why Cosby eyes and stuff, why he was looking the way he was looking. The man was losing his sight, glaucoma and other stuff. That happens sometimes when you start getting old. Your body breaks down. But the thing is, Mr. Cosby amassed a fortune. He wasn't dumb, nor is his wife is. And people for years have been jumping at the bit to destroy Cosby. A lot of y'all forget about how Fox had put on The Simpsons. They put on all kinds of shows to take down Cosby, and they couldn't do it. Only way to take down Cosby, Cosby pulled himself off TV. Remember when they had The Flash on CBS going against him? Then on Fox they had The Simpsons. Then they tried to put 90210 again. Remember all that? I remember that. They had criticisms back in when the Cosby Show premiered. Oh, it's not really about. That's not Black America. How the hell you gonna tell us what Black America is? But then you had some of our brothers and sisters in Black America who lived a certain way, bought into that mindset that we don't live in a two-parent household, or Lord forbid, eat at the table as a family or go out to dinner and stuff. Unfortunately, some of our people don't have that existence. So when they saw the Cosby Show, they thought it was make-believe. They fantasized. They played too much into it. So when they did talk about Cosby, people were like, look at them Negroes. Look how they talk about it like it's a dream. Oh my gosh. And some Black folks got embarrassed by it. Then over the years, people started to analyze the Cosby Show. And I ain't gonna lie, I did too. Cause I said, why did he do any racial storylines, really hard-hitting racial things? And then I thought about it. I said, we had a different world on him. And he couldn't do it that way because people would have stopped watching the Cosby Show, and then different world would have gone away. And it did go. Once the Cosby Show went away, different world went away. Because Cosby protected different world. Because if you go watch Unsung, they basically said the reason why they didn't, the different world was able to get away with some of the stuff it did is because Cosby loomed large as NBC, because he saved the damn network. People forget the Situation Company was pretty much dead. I mean, you had Give Me a Break, Silver Spoons, Punky Brewster. What else at NBC? Night Court, Cheers, 18. I know that wasn't a comedy, but still. Knight Rider. And then at CBS, it was considered the old person's network. I think only people watch CBS was blacks watch the Jeffersons. And once the Jeffersons went off, I think brothers and sisters started watching that network all together. ABC had Who's the Boss, Corey Page, Mr. Belvedere, and I forget whatever else. But NBC, you remember NBC more because, let's be honest, Cosby brought you there, so you watch Cosby Show, you saw commercials. Hey, I'm going to watch this show called Punky Brewster. Oh, Different Strokes is still on. You know, so Cosby said, well, the network is struggling, and, stock down, I got the money. I want to buy it. But G said, hell no. Y'all have to understand, if this brother bought that network, the global influence that NBC has, the news bureaus all over the globe practically, access to all that old foul footage. He would have controlled the program, and he would have said, look, I hire you to put the program on that don't show our people in a disrespectful manner, or this gratuity. And he's not approved, but he knew the imagery that our people absorb can be seen as a detriment. That's why when he gave that pound cake speech, that's what he's basically saying, that we can do better. But there's a certain element of our community don't want to get it. And unfortunately, we've let that element of the community have a voice for the last 30, 40 years, and we're suffering for it. This is why our community is vulnerable, because we allowed that group to be the voice and face of the community. And you had black folk that was making money off that particular group saying, Cosby talking down about you and all of us. And he wasn't. But nonetheless, people forget, man's getting older. When you get older, you're not going to be all that open-minded, touchy-feely type thing, because you've been there, done it, and you got burnt a lot of times from that. When you get older, you start seeing the world a little bit different. I mean, just think about it. The stuff that you did at 12, you ain't going to be able to do at 42 or 52. The stuff you did at 17, you ain't going to be doing at 27, because you mature. I mean, if I go back 30 years and think about what I was doing 30 years ago, I'm climbing trees, walking on fences, jumping over fences like nothing, playing basketball like nothing, riding my bike, walking nonstop. You had that energy. But you realize, damn, I could have got killed going in those neighborhoods. I could have got killed standing up to them white boys. It's a lot of things you do now that you didn't do then or did then wouldn't do now, vice versa. So as you get older, you lay back a little bit, like, I don't know about that. You're more choosy at what you do and what you say. But what happened with Cosby is he went on talk shows and he was trying to promote a book, and he knew that he was trying to talk about our issues, but what other outlet could he go to talk about issues? He had to go on white shows. That's just how it was. And a lot of times we sit there and say, he had to do that, but if you have no other outlet for us to go, I mean, BET was sold. BET got rid of his news division. So where can he go to meet the press? And I didn't like it, and I even criticized it myself. Like, why is black folk going talking about our issues in mixed company? All they're gonna do is throw it back in his face sometime later on. And what do? They throw it back in his face the moment he got accused of something. But the thing is, while everybody's out here attacking the story Cosby's name on hearsay, you got a group of white men whose stories that are being kept secret, or at least they were kept secret, and the media not even going in on them. And let me share something with y'all. Now, those of us who watch TV, or we watch TV with our parents and grandparents or aunts or uncle back in the day, might know who this is or might recognize the name, Don Hewitt. He created 60 Minutes, I think right before or after Dr. King's assassination, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was after, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he died in 2010. But it came out that for years that he was harassing this woman. CBS secretly paid her some money in the millions to buy her site, but she won't say anything. Now, of course, this shit comes out after he's dead and gone, but the fact is, when he was alive, CBS paid money and they kept it quiet. Now, who was running CBS at that time? Moonves, Les Moonves. Remember the one that Linda Carter was defending? The one that Julie Chen, who defended because that was her husband, saying, I know him. But every day for 10 years almost, she sat there talking about black men like a dog. Remember that? Now this cat, but there's another thing about this dude. He's identified by a certain religious belief, if you know where I'm going with this. A lot of this stuff is all connected. When I finish talking about this, y'all gonna say, now Harvey, I see what you're saying. And y'all gonna start seeing what Mr. Farrakhan been pointing out for years, and Brother Malcolm, even Dr. King and Reverend Jackson, and many others in our community been pointing out. If y'all get where I'm going with this. Now he ran the news division. Well, one of the heads of the news division of CBS. But he ran 60 Minutes, a weekly, hourly, was show supposed to be, it was on an, technically it's not an hour, it's so many minutes, but that hour block. I put it like that on Sunday. I remember as a kid, you hear everybody say, turn the 60 Minutes, tick, 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 and it's still on to this day. A lot of the stories were compelling, and some of them were unbelievable, and I guarantee they got some of them wrong. Remember when Farrakhan checked Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes? Remember that clip y'all see when Mike Wallace saying about a country being the most corrupt, and Farrakhan checked him? What else? What do he have in common with Don Hewitt? You know his son Chris Wallace worked at Fox News. They both worked at Chicago media. What did Mike Wallace used to identify with? Same thing Don Hewitt. Same thing Judd Apatow, Leah Dunham, and Amy Schumer, and Chelsea. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? He was harassing a woman, and CBS decided, hey, you know what? We're going to hide it. And you know who CBS parent company is? Viacom. Summer Redstone. What is his background? All same background. This is a hell of a coincidence, but yet if you sit there and say something, they'll say you anti this. You know where I'm going with that word. This dude right here is named Jeffrey Epstein, or Epstein, however you want to pronounce it. Well, this dude is filthy rich. He's friends with Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and Alan Dershowitz. I want you to remember Alan Dershowitz and Epstein. What do they got in common? With Don Hewitt, Mike Wallace, and and your Goyard Reds and all of them. What are they all? But we point this out. We play into a nasty stereotype, huh? But guess what? This dude has an island. An island that Bill Clinton and them all went to. Alan Dershowitz. This dude is a pedophile. Yeah, he like messing with little kids, little girls more so than anything. Oh, he messed with women too. They said 60 plus women came forward and talked about him. But guess what? When they was going to send him in jail, he got a slap on the wrist by one of Trump people. Bill Clinton act like each other don't know him, but Bill Clinton flew on his plane. He went to his island before. Yeah. Alan Dershowitz, who's been bringing up Farrakhan the last year, especially, he made a threat to the Democratic Party. If you guys put Keith Ellison in, I'm taking my money away from him because Keith Ellison's he's an anti-Semite. Keith Ellison never said anything against Jewish people. But yet, Alan Dershowitz was back about a year or two. And they've been talking about this for a minute. Not as loud as the Cosby thing, but they're talking about Alan Dershowitz going to the island. They accused Alan Dershowitz. Yeah, that's because for a while, Alan Dershowitz was silent. You didn't see him anywhere. But all of a sudden now, he's everywhere on TV now. That's why he's been going hard on the black community. Divert from what he's been accused of. Yeah, you don't believe me? Go look it up. Alan said, "Oh, my family went there. I had a massage from one of the island girls." Really? Ain't nobody stupid. But then there's another person that knows Epstein. And what is the image chat? I think I got it right here. Who's this right here in the background? Woody Allen. Now that's a hell of a coincidence. Now somebody can say because you've been walking down New York Street. What are the odds of Epstein, who knows the movie shit, he's filthy freaking rich, was on the same street with Woody Allen, who was accused of molesting his daughter? But yet, y'all going after Bill Cosby on hearsay. Y'all went after Michael Jackson on lies that was proven back at the start of back when they first started accusing him of being a child molester. Corey Feldman said there's a lot of people rich and still in Hollywood, still passing kids around. And a lot of these women on these casting couches are running around on purpose. Then when they start aging back, oh, he raped me. He made a pass at me. And the only reason why this stuff stopped building steam because of Gretchen Carlson and Fox got a payout. But notice Me Too and Time's Up ain't saying nothing about Epstein. So y'all don't give a damn about little boys and little girls, especially little girls. But y'all go defend grown ass women who know better. We're going already Lisa Bloom at. Oh, they ain't saying that because Harvey Weinstein, them all know each other. They all buddy. Remember, Lisa Bloom was going to defend Harvey Weinstein and was going to damn out all the women that accused him. Y'all heard me say all this stuff is connected. Brother Malcolm spoke of this years ago. And then any black person that pointed out, you're anti-Semitic. Mark Lamont Hill was on a Breakfast Club, and he basically made it seem like black folk or anybody that talks about their influence in the media are anti-Semitic. Because him in the Breakfast Club, he was just quipping the other day. We're not anti-Semitic. We got Jewish friends. There's a string of anti-Semitism in the black community. Really? So all the crap that the brothers and sisters is going through, we just imagine that. Y'all hear me talk about the history of the West Side, because I'm from Chicago. I grew up on that side of town to about 20-something years ago, okay? My parents grew up in the Lawndale area, what they call the K-Town, guys. All the streets usually end with K's and whatnot. I remember as a little boy when we would go to my grandmother's or various aunts and uncles or go places or drive through area, and there'd be a building that's vacant or falling apart or be a bunch of empty lots. And you would question your parents, say, well, in 1968, it all changed for everybody. And what do you mean? They start talking about when King was assassinated, This place caught fire. This place went out of business. This, it's this and this and this. And as you get older, you start talking to other people because you're interacting with people. And you start saying, oh, wow. And then you come to find out that when the neighborhoods was flipping overnight, because that area, that part of Chicago, that wasn't just bulldozed by them building the, then they call it the Congress Expressway, but it's named as the Eisenhower now. Well, it was Italians, it was blacks, and it was Jewish. And when you got closer towards Kizzy, Western. I think Western was that dividing line where blacks were and Italians were. But if you start getting towards Western, a little bit more, or as a large majority of Jewish people were all the way into Austin. Where you had Polish, you still had some Italians, but it was a large area of Jewish business and homeowners and synagogues and buildings and whatnot. Well, anyways, when black Mississippians got a second wave of the new, of coming up, from the Great Migration in the 50s, in the early, especially in the early 60s, they ran out of those neighborhoods and they sold. The real estate agents were Jewish and the homeowners are Jewish, and they doubled up. They charged the black folks exorbitant prices on those homes, more than what they was worth at the time, and then they put them on contract. Meaning, if they got behind on a mortgage payment, they can double their mortgage. They can jump up on their mortgage, or they can kick them out. Yeah, who was doing that? We know there were some Italians over there, but we know a large number of them were Jewish. That's documented. So when Black America talk about the Jewish community, we're not doing it from anti-Semitic because we're not making slurs at them. We're saying these are things that can be easily proven. This is why they don't like showing them old clips anymore. This is why they don't like talking about certain events. Here it is, and I get back to the Epstein and them, but I wanted to mention this because we get afraid to call out certain behaviors. But I remember my father saying when he and his family came up from Mississippi, the block they lived on, literally overnight they ran out. They ran out, and they was putting out flyers saying that the colors are coming in. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Blah 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 blah. Even one of my former high school teachers told me how it was because his family grew up in that area. But they all ran up to Skokie and Evanston and stuff like that back during that time. So we do understand. I had teachers that were Jewish. I have acquaintances that I know are Jewish that don't carry themselves like that. But the thing is that when you turn on the TV and you see certain newscasters or certain politicians saying things about us or about certain black folk, you have to do it. There's a level of suspicion goes there. Doesn't matter if Democrats or Republicans, straight or gay. You have to question yourself. Remember when that Sony hat came down? The head of Sony, the male and female, both of them were Jewish identified. The male was gay and Jewish, and then obviously the white woman was Jewish. And they were talking crap about Will Smith and Kevin Hart and Denzel Washington and Jamie Foxx and them. Who was out here yelling the loudest about Bill Cosby? Judd Apatow, Leah Dunham, Amy Schumer, Sarah. Just think about Bill Maher. That's a hell of a coincidence. Then when they get accused of sexual crimes, all of a sudden everybody want to go silent, or they act like they got amnesia. So I say again, where's your Gloria Allreds and Lisa Blooms of them at? Where your Nancy Graces out there always out there was yelling? I know she's not Jewish identified, but still. Deborah Norville, all of them was out there telling you Cosby was a demon. NBC, the network that Cosby saved, was out there doing it. CNN, Don Lemon, where your expose on Epstein? Where your expose on Alan Dershowitz? Where your expose on all them cats that was out there talking about OJ. That's why they brought up OJ. That's why they was bringing up OJ. I was like, why they hell they bring up OJ, but they don't mention about them cops that beat the crap out of Rodney King or some of the other historic events in this country. Because it's all connected. Now I know people will say, you're being paranoid. Go look it up. I mean, I'm showing you images right now. I didn't make this stuff up. I don't know nothing about Photoshop and other stuff. This man Epstein has an island that Alan Dershowitz visited multiple times. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. You see him in this image of Woody Allen. They all know each other. Harvey Weinstein, all of them know each other. But yet, who's the villain in the story? Bill Cosby. Who's in jail? Bill Cosby. Who's not getting bail? Bill Cosby. Who rules got changed on? Bill Cosby. Because they said, we send a message to all you Negroes. We got Bill Cosby, get you next. That's why you don't see a lot of brothers and sisters today speaking up and speaking, especially black men, because what happens is they get them on sex crimes. If it ain't murder, it's a sex crime of some sort. Look what they did to that Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs got rid of him the day that video came out. Who led the charge? Harvey Levin. Who's Harvey Levin friends with? Donald Trump. And what do Harvey Levin identify as? Jewish. But he's gay and Jewish. See all this stuff? See, you can't make this stuff up, folks. Who led the charge against Nate Parker? White women, gay white folk, male and female, with the help of some self-hating black women and some gay black women. But guess what another part? The Jewish community. Jewish Hollywood. Rumor has it Harvey Weinstein and them was behind that. But Casey Affleck got an award. Nobody protests Casey Affleck. You see what I'm saying? See, we're paranoid. We don't know history. See, this is why I keep telling y'all, man, y'all got to step back and observe and watch how all this stuff is connected. But see, then I'm gonna bring y'all up to speed to another case or another story that y'all haven't heard about. See, this is Alan Dershowitz. This is the one been mentioned Farrakhan lately. Take the heat off his ass. He know Epstein. He been bringing up Farrakhan and attacking the black community for the last year. And the media and somehow the media seem to have got amnesia about him knowing Epstein. Hey, because remember, he threatened to sue some outlets. See, he's a lawyer. He know how to go put time up for a long time. And he quick to say, I'll sue. No, he goes, no, that's not. That's Donald Trump. I'll go, sue you. I'm Alan freaking Dershowitz. What, you black? You're anti-Semitic. Yeah, that shuts you up. You're anti-Semitic. But you was on an island with a dude that's a known child molester and in the middle rape women, and he got a slap on the wrist, and the federal government knew it. Go look it up. So you got the creator of 60 Minutes, who was harassing somebody and paying off people, but they kept that hush after he died. You got a Jeffrey Epstein, who owns an island, who knows President Clinton, knows Donald Trump. He knows 2 freaking presidents. Did you know Alan Dershowitz is a well-known defense lawyer, and he's still representing him? They asked him, are you going to get rid of my client? He's still representing him to this day. He's my client. I kid you the fuck not. But yet Farrakhan's the bad guy of the story. That's why when Alyssa Milano and Deborah Massey, she's another one that's Jewish identified. Alyssa Milano, she can claim I'm Italian. But still, they was out there carrying Dershowitz in the water. That's why I say Tawana Burke over there at Me Too, you're being used. All them black women that's in Hollywood, y'all over there talking about Me Too. The white women use y'all. They said, well, you know what? Yeah, we're going to use the word Me Too, but we're going to create another group. Time's up. Wait a minute. If you got Me Too, why the fuck you need Time's Up? Because they don't want to work with y'all. Look at the women's movement. Who's yelling about the women's movement? A Jewish woman. But it was the black chick that took the lead. Her and the Muslim chick. They the one that did it. Now they don't need them no more. They said y'all did the heavy work. Now we're gonna kick y'all out. You can't make this shit up. And I keep telling y'all. I said y'all got to pay attention. See, when we jaw jacking against each other, they plotting, they doing. This is not anti-Semitism. This is pointing out a behavior that some of them engage in, and they hide behind an event that 6 million to 7 million people died. And then they try to say that supersedes anybody else's tragedy, especially the black community. Millions upon 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 millions. See, I can go on forever with that one. Y'all get the picture. They don't want to talk about our Holocaust. They don't want to use the word Holocaust, but that's what you call it. Our culture has been stolen from us by these people. These people go get our people, the most vulnerable, and say, we're going to put a microphone in front of you, and you're going to rap the most obscene lyrics. You're going to shake your half-naked body, and then when somebody says something, freedom of speech, term of endearment, we take the power back. But I've yet to hear a rapper say something derogatory about them. No, they won't. Look what they had Michael Jackson do. He was defending them. Oh, you don't say that word, Michael. You don't say that. It's anti-Semitic. Rabbi Shmuley befriended Michael, stabbed him in the back. He's friends with Roseanne, and she's another so-called, but she put a Hitler mustache on, making jokes about baking people. She got caught calling Valerie Jarrett a monkey, and I've been yelling to y'all for years about Roseanne on YouTube. Harvey, Roseanne's not racist. I said, y'all need to go back and watch her show and watch those interviews a little bit closer than y'all been watching. And when it came out, people were like, damn, Harvey was on point. I said, I told y'all I can spot it real easy. Within 5 or 10 minutes, I ain't even got to be in a room with you. It could be on videotape, but I can pick up on it. I kid you not. I never met that woman in person. She never used the word, you know what, in person. It's other things that give it off. I told y'all about old boy from Smallville, John Schneider. I said, I've been suspecting that episode Tony Todd was on because he did something in that scene that I've seen other white actors do. And then when he came out and defended Donald Trump, I said, yep, I knew it. See, I'm not stupid. This is why I get frustrated with us, our own people. See, I know the trolls are coming and pretend to be black. But when ones that you know are not trolling, I'm like, why are we so divided the way we are? Why we keep giving a group of people power they shouldn't have power? They've been manipulated all these years. At some point, you guys say enough is enough. But you should be asking me and say, wait a minute, Alan Dershowitz was talking about Farrakhan. Farrakhan ain't never killed nobody. Farrakhan ain't accused of messing with kids. Now, all the stuff you accuse Farrakhan of, have he ever raped anybody? Has he ever beat anybody? Has he ever touched any children at a young age? No. But Alan Dershowitz went to an island with a guy who said, no, you mean to tell me on that island, come on, man. You mean to tell me the rumors was going around all these years? You didn't know about it? Woody Allen, all these people are all connected, all connected. Boy, already silent on this shit. Why? Because it goes back to that original identifier. But guess what? I got another story for y'all. This is what I want to tell y'all about. Y'all know who this is, don't you? If you don't, you ain't been paying attention. She got a start in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Curtis. True Lies. This is Elijah Dushku. Now, you see right here, she's posing like a lot of women in Hollywood. She's Armenian or Albanian. I guess it was the same thing, but still. Y'all would classify as a white woman. Yeah, the older she get, you can tell it ain't so. Trust me. But anywho, she did like a lot of these actresses did at one point. Put a lingerie on, put a bathing suit on, put a bikini on. pose sexually where guys can go buy the magazines or watch the videos or watch the show because they can fantasize having sex with you. I mean, what's the point? You're actors. Why do I need to see your bra and panties? Because that means you want me to fantasize about doing you. See, it's like you trying to tell y'all they sell sex and then they expect now you still gotta respect. Oh yeah, I gotta respect you. But the thing is, if you're on TV and you're acting out a part, okay, fine. But if you're out here on magazines or doing videos or certain movies and you're showing off your body and sexuality, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like looking at naked women. I've said in previous, I like looking at naked women, but it's a time and place for it. I like seeing the women in nice lingerie, but it's time and place for it. But then you say you've been exploited. Nobody forced you to do this. Now, I'm not saying, and hear me out, I'm mentioning this for a reason. Guess what happened? Oh, y'all do know she used to date Rick Fox from what, 2009 to 2014. I think she's with a white dude. Now she's married. But still, she do. I pretty much knew back in the day she had a thing for brothers. Because she did something, it was an episode of Buffy where she did something in the scene. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, she was on the show Bull. Now, Michael Weatherly used to be on that show with Mark Harmon, NCIS, right? And he eventually left because somebody said, hey, it's time for move on. I want you to do your own thing. You didn't amass a name. People know who you are. They know your face. Well, he got a show called Bull, right? Bull, excuse me. And Elijah Dushku was brought in, to do a few episodes, a certain amount of episodes, because eventually they was going to bring her in the series regular. Well, what happened was Michael was making jokes. And I think there's certain things in the script, I forget you do that. You know how they say double entendre? You say something about balls, and if you write a certain way or say it, people think you're talking about you know what. Now, and so he was making jokes, some crass jokes, and I guess she didn't like it. But come to find out, she had issue when she was a little girl or a young girl on True Lies with a stunt coordinator taking advantage of her sexually. So she, and then with the whole Me Too thing going on, she's probably super sensitive about it. And Michael probably thought that he was among friends and he could say what he want, or he wasn't really directed towards her. Well, guess what? She complained to the powers to be at the show and at the network, and then all of a sudden they wrote out hastily, and she knew something was up. She said she don't know if Michael did it, but if it's his show, he's one of the producers, or he's a star of it, yeah, he got some say in it. So she went and lawyered up. Well, guess what? She won in court. You know how much they gave her? $9.5 million. And the reason why they gave her that much, because they said if she was cast on the show, that's what she would have made during her tenure on the show. So basically said if nothing ever happened, she would have been a regular. Say the show went on 5 seasons or 6 seasons or more. Excuse me. This is what she would have made. But they kept the hush hush. Nothing's hush hush at this point, especially what's going on with what their former boss Les Moonves over at CBS. So now you go all the way back to the beginning of this commentary. Don Hewitt, who created 60 Minutes for CBS television, all up to 20, he was the showrunner, all up until he died in 2010. He was harassing a woman they paid a large sum of money to, in the millions too. But they supposed to kept that quiet. But how long you gonna keep quiet after? I mean, he's been dead 8 years, folks. Now you got Les Moonves that talking about. They said they're gonna give $20 million out of his golden parachute and money severance package to these women's groups. Now you got CBS dishing out more money to Elijah Dushku. Huh. But yet Bill Cosby's in jail. Yet he's the one everybody making jokes about. The one that people saying they doing silent line skits saying that he should die. Don Lemon, D.L. Hughley, Kenan Thompson, Wendy Williams, Michael Eric Dyson, Larry Wilmore, Jimmy J. Walker, Joseph C. Phillips, Lisa Bonet, Zoe Kravitz, Tom Joyner, Michael J. White. What's the chick I just did the video on? Was talking to Vlad. Tamala Jones, Wanda Sykes. Y'all have contributed to this crap. Y'all put a bullseye on black men, not just in Hollywood, but in general. But all these white men and white women are getting caught with their pants down, literally. Whether they be with boys or girls, grown-ass women, crickets. Look how the Catholic Church, every year, is getting worse and worse. But y'all act like, well, it's just some kids. Oh, it happened years ago. It's still happening now. Look how these white women been getting in black people's face, especially black men in the last year. They've been getting caught on camera doing it. And then the case of a white woman lie and say, I was raped. It's always the same description. They all dark-skinned, bald-head, wearing black for some reason. It's like they got a fixation on dark-skinned. That's what they telling themselves. These white women are getting paid, or when you assume to be white women, are getting paid sums of money. And so other women say, wait a minute, I don't want to get caught going after these white men. Well, let's see what black men got money. Ooh, Bill Cosby, let's get some money out of him. But then you come to find out how the joke got started. Oh, I forgot Hannibal Buress. And then you find out that after I wrote that joke, I'm like, wait a minute. Hannibal Buress is going to go to Bill Cosby's hometown, tell a joke, and I'm telling you, literally within hours, it was on TV, morning talk shows. So that tells you it was a plan put in place. And Judd went out there every day till he got. He went on Seth Meyers show. Yeah, Bill Cosby just a rat. Bill Maher, I never liked him. But you notice when Bill came back for this new season, he didn't say nothing about Harvey Weinstein or Jeremy Pivens or Michael Weatherly, because they did say he made a comment, but we didn't know at that time it was Elijah Dushku, Don Hewitt, all these people that have been getting caught doing the same things for years. Y'all have to know it all, though, but y'all go after Cosby on hearsay. Now, as a black person, that should make you upset. That should make you sick. If you're a non-black person and you claim to be fair, you should be upset and it should make you sick to the stomach too. But it should make you angry. And if you're a member of the Jewish community and you want to call out questionable behavior in your community, you need to be angry that there's a certain group of Jewish people in this country or around the globe that get caught doing the most heinous things. And when people call it out, they run a high about the Holocaust. You do know little babies when skulls were smashed, just like our babies were. You know women were raped and acid put on their skin. Men were put in the gas chambers. See, we have to know their history. Ours were hung from trees, skinned alive, set on fire alive. Babies were fed to alligators, right in front of their families. Babies were shot, beat with sticks, chained, everything. Brought on boats, not just to America, but other parts of the globe, or they was parts of the globe they was already in. They went and took them and enslaved them. But what did that said group that always hide behind the Holocaust tell us? You're living in the past. I saw a video posted online. They was talking about Howard Kurtz. You know, he's been a CNN. He's do reliable sources, and Howard Kurtz is another one. Well, he's at Fox now. And he did a segment. I remember they first talking about how the media was picking on Melania at first. Remember the Gigi Hadid and it was imitating Melania and people got mad. It was like, all she did was just do like her face. She didn't say that she was anything derogatory. Well, Howard Kurtz said, I've never seen any first lady go through the hatred that Melania go through. And then they showed a clip of Obama look like, huh? Like, you know what? Remember, you had so-called Jewish men and women calling Mrs. Obama an ape. You had Joan Rivers, who identifies as a Jewish person, pushing that she's a tranny thing, and Fox taking it and running with the baton. Remember that, don't you? It was a Jewish woman that wrote a book about Mrs. I can't think of her name right now, was saying that she was angry and Mrs. Obama was offended by it, and people criticized it. And I think Mrs. Obama was just in the White House just maybe a year into the White House, if I'm not mistaken. But if you call them out, that's not anti-Semitism. You call out behavior about a bunch of certain group around in the community, and they hide behind 6, 7 dead people. And let's not forget the sex harvesting. I mean, the organ harvesting thing that them rabbis doing. I think it was in New Jersey back 29, and again recently. But they can hide behind. They can hide their crimes. Now people will say, "Well, Dunhill, he's been dead since 2010." That's old news. No, it's not. CBS News and them put all that crap about Bill Cosby. Gayle King and them was on TV talking about Cosby to speak up. Kevin Frazier and their sister Nichelle Turner over there at E.T. Bill, you gotta explain yourself. You got Kevin Frazier telling his elder that he need to get on TV and explain himself. They did segments saying Cosby is guilty. Remember they spit off the inside of the air? Gary Coleman, before he died, that woman he was married to said that Gary was beating on him. Everybody knew Gary was sick. Gary goes on the show. Niecy Nash and Laura Spencer ambushed that dude. Week later, Gary was dead. Mysteriously. Deborah Norville took up for her. She couldn't have killed Gary Coleman. It couldn't have been no foul play. But Deborah Norville believed on women. They did a special. He was on Bravo or A&E or something. When half of the stories that was proven to be lies, but the media still went along with it. Cosby's a serial rapist. No evidence, no proof, hearsay. But they rationale was the sheer number of women that come out. So the millions upon millions of blacks in this country, or rather go to say racism exists. Oh, you guys just whining because you're lazy. Wait a minute, whoa. So you'll believe 40 to however number they say, but the millions upon millions of blacks on this globe that deal with racism or the effects of racism, you dismiss it. Hypocrisy at its finest. I want you to think about something. When the whole Me Too movement started, I think I was probably the only one out here yelling that they was going to turn on black men at some point. And ever since last September, all you've heard was brothers' names ran through the mud. Tavis Smiley said he was going to fight back. You ain't heard nobody talk about Tavis. Notice the brothers that said he was going to fight back, the media don't want to talk about that. Wonder why? Because they more than likely was able to prove that he didn't do anything. Or they was afraid that they was going to inspire other brothers to speak up and fight back. What's that rapper? I forget his name. Tigger, whatever the fuck the name is. I don't remember the names. Remember that little white girl that Gloria already tried to be out there and said that he was saying things to me sexually, he's making me feel uncomfortable. Brother had a recording of it. Did anybody ever throw that back in Gloria Allred and said, you believe this white girl and her mama, they lied on a black man, so it is possible for women to lie. Y'all go, oh. How many of y'all remember that when that girl got slammed in that pool party about, 4 years ago now? Remember the cop threw her on the ground, put his knee in, he chased the kids, they pulled out a gun, remember that? Well, remember that white woman was fighting the other girls there? Guess who's representing the white woman? Gloria Allred. Yeah. But notice they all silent about all these things. See, when they go after a black person, especially a black man, well known or not, but they prefer to go after well known to send a message to those who are not well known or financially secure that this can be you at any point. This is why Eddie Griffin said, you don't leave here clean. This is why Faison Love and Sinbad called out Damien, Sean and Marlon, with Sean to Damien and Sean to a certain extent. But Sinbad, Faison Love, and Eddie Griffin was the only one that was out here saying, yo, this something don't smell right. Mark Lamont Hill and the other ones up there was on Berkeley. It was just gripping. I go speak for the Palestinians and the Jewish community. Why are you so hell-bent on speaking for a group of people that will lie and cheat on your people? Remember, some of those Palestinians, when they come over here, they come to our community, they treat just like the so-called people that they claim was victimizing them. And the ones who claim that they've been victimized for hundreds of years or thousands of years, y'all acting just like the Third Reich. Or nobody want to talk about what's going on over the so-called Middle East. Nobody want to talk about the business owners here in the United States or in the media or in the school system. Have y'all watched Fox and listened to some of those names? Have y'all watched television and paid attention to some of those names? Chuck Lorre, that's not his real name, because Charlie Sheen made sure everybody knew that. Because Charlie Sheen, I knew exactly what he was trying to do. He's dropping hit like, he's Jewish, right? Now you can look at that multiple ways. Charlie Sheen saying, don't trust them, blah, blah, blah. But in other ways, he was giving you a heads up. On all Chuck Lorre shows, black folks are emasculated. The women play stereotypical roles. There's always a penis joke somewhere not far from the main cast. Go back and watch episode 2.5 Men. With those, I think Michael Clark Duncan was maybe 2 episodes of 2.5 Men, and they kept referring to his member size, meaning his penis. Look what happened to that guy that assaulted Terry Crews. Nothing happened, but Terry Crews decided he wanted to go out there and talk shit about Cosby and throw his own daddy under the bus. Because he knew when he went after that agent in Hollywood that his career might be over with. I'm just saying, folks, they look out for their own. We don't. And I'm not saying lie for those of us who commit acts of aggression or crime. But when you're going after people that you know, like anybody who knows history say, wait a minute, how can Cosby do all that? And nobody knows about it. And then all of a sudden, one joke, all of a sudden the floodgates. Come on, that doesn't make sense. It defies logic. But when you start seeing who's connected to who and what, and where, and why, it starts to make sense. Now, Michael Weatherly, former co-stars, the one that everybody thinks is younger than what she is, I forget her name, and the other co-star, they was defending him. They get a little blowback from social media. But the thing is, they didn't count some bull. They didn't put him on, they didn't recast him or put the show on hiatus. But CBS still paid their money out. You think of a black woman been said it like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just pointing out what is being said and what is being done, who the players are. When they start throwing Farrakhan out there, they start talking about the black community, I see they trying to find a villain deflecting. I mean, seriously. I said, why was they bringing Farrakhan up? And then Alan Dershowitz is the one leading. But then I forgot about him in the island thing with the island thing. But then when they brought Jeffrey Epstein again and they said Alan Dershowitz still connects, I thought he ran away from dude. To say he's his lawyer, and then it's coming back out that Alan went to this island more than one time. And Alan like, well, I only went with my family, and I just got you got a massage or a happy ending. Who the hell you think you trying to fool? And even if you didn't do anything, I'm deeming you guilty, call you guilty. Just like when they talk about Farrakhan, they keep repeating that lie he said, which they never played the damn thing in its proper context. They destroyed Michael Jackson. That poor man wasted away. Guess who Jordy Chandler religious belief is, his father's religious belief is. You can't make this shit up, folks. A community claim that everybody want to do something to is always caught up in something. Who was the manager of NWA initially? And what were they doing? When it came down, people criticizing them for the language and imagery. What did they say? It's term of endearment. Who runs the record companies? Who runs these companies, these corporations? Who runs Disney? Who runs NBC? Who runs CBS? Who runs ABC? The corporate head, a part of the company, I should say. I mean, if y'all want to sit back and think that, that I'm making this up and others making this up, y'all messed up. Seriously, y'all more messed up than I thought. So look how far I brought it from all this still connected. CBS and a large part of these stories, but they all connected Epstein somehow. They connected to the Clintons. They connected to the Trumps. And the Trump administration had him in court. One of his picks. Slap on the wrist. It is, y'all, they went after Conyers on hearsay. But you have but Bill Clinton, who we know has a 1-9. He goes to Ireland with this dude and nobody talking about it. And the Democrats gave money back quickly. $10,000 back quickly last week when it came out because they didn't want to be seen. Now, mind you, they took $10,000 if I remember read correctly from Epstein, but you had Alan Dershowitz out there yelling, if Ellis become the head of the Democratic Party, I'm going to take all my wealthy Jewish. That's what he said. He said it on TV. But nobody got the guts enough to say, Mr. Dershowitz, where's your connection to Epstein? And why are you still representing, considering all the evidence against him? And if you go read the article, it's an article, I can't remember, I read it, he said, well, I'm still his lawyer. Wait a minute, you couldn't recuse yourself? You could say, hey, man, I don't want to be a lawyer no more. Get somebody else. You bring too much heat on me. The media ain't doing it because they're looking out for their own. Remember, Jeff Zucker, he's another one. He runs CNN. I'm just saying, folks, this shit is connected. I'm telling you, they look out for their own. But they make sure they vilify us in the process. Bill Cosby's in jail on hearsay, but they got actual evidence and dirt and video, DNA on these cats, and they still walking around. But I told y'all last summer, I said, too many white men making that perp walk, I said, give it some time. It'll be a short time. They're going to turn on black men. And then you got our own women, straight or gay. Some of our own men, straight or gay, cutting our throats, giving cover to these people. The CBS and them all hiding their hands, but you had Les Moonves behind destroying Janet Jackson's career. Julie Chen sat there almost 10 years with Aisha Tyler and Cheryl Underwood and some other women that showed dissing black men, blaming us for the most heinous crimes. But all these Caucasian dudes have gotten busted, and it's crickets.